Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're building a perfect world.
Or maybe just a pool on top of a singing hill.
So turn him into a flea. A harmless little flea.
And pull the lever, crunk.
Because today we're bringing you
The Emperor's New Groove.
What's his name? You know, I've got so many jokes. This movie was released December 15th, 2000. 6,654 days ago. $100 million. That's over $1 million a minute, Ethan.
Yeah.
Over $1 million a minute. It made only $169.3 million worldwide. 85% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. 83% audience rating. 85 is the critics. 83% Rotten. 83% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And a 70 on Metacritic. We don't have a guest, so it's just Ethan and I. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Do you have a negative review for me?
I do.
Okay.
I will read that to you while you remember to pull up a positive review.
I have all of them pulled up right here.
Okay. Well, Terry Lawson of the Big Blickin' Hoopadooba. Terry Lawson, that name, of the Detroit Free Press, says, the first Disney animated movie since The Little Mermaid that amounts to nothing more than a throwaway. Now, I disagree with this review on the fact that I love The Emperor's New Groove, but I agree with this review that Little Mermaid's a trash fire.
Here's the thing about Little Mermaid. People, we talk a lot about the Stockholm Syndrome thing with Beauty and the Beast, okay? And I've heard some compelling arguments against that. You cannot argue Little Mermaid in a way where I will agree with you that Eric is in the right, that Ariel's in the right, that Triton's in the... Everyone is in the wrong.
Yeah, Little Mermaid does not pass the test of time here.
Everybody is wrong here. Eric, Sebastian is singing to you, and you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna do something without consent, okay? She can't talk. You can't just kiss the girl. It's not how that works.
Yeah, let me tell you, a singing crab told me to do it is not gonna hold up in court. In any court.
Can they hear him? Can they not hear him? Always been unclear to
me.
Would
just, I feel like it would just come out as, but with like a Creole accent. However you make bubbles with that accent. Usually I'm pretty good at impressions. This is not one of those moments. I don't know how to pull the accent off with the bubbles.
Right.
Anyway, The Emperor's New Groove, not problematic at all.
I have a positive review, David Anson.
Oh, right, you still have to do that. Yep. Yeah, okay, David go Anson for it.
Newsweek. He says, the unfussy, tossed-off quality actually helps give... I'm going to read it again. You're going to delete the previous audio.
You say that.
The unfussy, tossed-off quality actually helps give this original story zippy irreverence some of Disney's plusher cartoons lack. I don't know if I read that right.
That sounded like a sentence. That was a tongue twister.
I know. There's a lot of words there. Listen. I have a positive review from Liam Lacey of the Globe and Mail.
We're just going to read a different review. Got it. Got it. Okay. While you're at it, I've got a negative review. Again, there was somebody, it was like Capelli and Silverstern from some production. I can't even remember who. Sounds like a law office, but whatever. All they said for their negative review blurb was, yawn, exclamation point. And that's, again, another one I don't really quite know how to unpack. How do you, is that just sitting there going, yawn? I sound my barbaric yawn.
This is, listen, I don't want to get into anything political here, but that's a Trump tweet, if I've ever seen one. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. It's just what it is.
What, just a yawn exclamation point?
Yeah.
It's like a reply tweet to some reporter.
Right. Liam Lacey from the Globe and Mail, he says, will the kids buy it? You bet they will. 3 out of 4.
I have no idea if I saw this movie in theaters or not. I honestly do not know.
Here's what I know. No. Here's what I know about this movie in theater is the scene where they're tied to the log was in the preview.
Yeah.
And in the preview, I remember thinking, oh, there's a scene with a pirate ship.
Interesting.
And I remember I don't know if I saw it in theaters or outside of theaters for the first time, but I know the first time I saw this movie and they were tied to a log and they're like, about to go over a huge waterfall. Yep, sharp rocks at the bottom. You betcha. Or whatever. Bring it on.
Now, here's my reasoning for why I don't actually think here's my reasoning for why I don't actually think I saw it in theaters. Because it made $169 million, which means no one saw it in theaters.
Nobody.
Like literally
everybody was spending all their money on the Phantom Menace.
Right. That was a year earlier, but
I was still seeing it.
I was too, probably. I don't know. I have no idea. There are no memories from this point in my life that have any sort of solid time to them. Like, there has never been a time in which I had not seen The Emperor's New Groove. Like,
yeah,
I cannot remember a time when I was unaware of Cusco the Talking Llama. So therefore, I don't know if I saw it in theaters. I don't know if I didn't. I don't know when I saw it. I have no idea. But it may as well have been born with the idea burned into my brain.
Let me ask you a binary review then.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. I'm glad you say 1.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Revisiting it, listen, I can understand why somebody would come into my life and say, this movie's a 0. This is 77 minutes you don't have to spend. But the truth is, it's 77 freaking minutes, man.
If there's a movie that's 77 minutes long and makes me laugh more than 5 times, 19 years after it comes out, it's a 1.
It's a 1, absolutely.
But like, I have never, and granted, it's not like I watch this movie over and over and over again. I don't, just sit down. No, I mean, I have in my past, but almost in my past life again. I got called out for that the other day.
What?
Somebody said that I was talking about, I said in a past life, and like what I meant was just in my past. Anyway, yeah, in the past I have, but like in the past 10 years, I haven't just like, I think I've watched it every time I get a notification that's like, The Emperor's New Groove is back on Netflix. And I'm like, it left? What? Okay, I better watch
Time
it.
for Netflix.
Yeah, better watch it while it's around. But like, I haven't seen it enough to burn myself out on it at all. So like, it is still funny. It still makes me laugh. The comedic timing between John Goodman and David Spade, and also the comedic timing between Eartha Kitt and Patrick Warburton. And this was pre like we record lines together days.
Right. Yeah, this was pre Monsters Inc.
Yeah. So like these people were all in their own individual booths recording their own individual lines.
And granted, that heartless.
Yeah. Granted, I mean, John Goodman obviously had the chops to pull it off because he pulled off Monsters Inc. But like, yeah, this is a fantastic movie. It's hilarious. 19 years later, however many times I've seen it, never gets boring.
I 100% agree with you. This was on a short list of films. I don't know. I'm sure I've talked about it, but we had the DVD player in the minivan growing up. And that minivan is the reason Super Carlin Brothers exists today. Like, I have no doubt that is the truth, because we had this and we had like Without Limits, which is about Steve Prefontaine, and we had a couple different Pixar films. And those are what, like, we would be in the car for 12 hours. We would watch the movie and then we would search for Easter eggs on the menu type, like the menu screen. You remember how on DVDs they used to do that, where it was like if you went to special features and then you pressed up 3 times, you could get to like a secret menu.
Right.
We would like discover those because we were just in the car for 12 hours.
Yeah, you had
we just watched The Emperor's New Groove 3 times.
The Atari's Adventure thing going on with the DVD menus.
Right. We watched it in like 4 hours, so now we're looking for all the Easter eggs in the DVD menu. And we loved this movie. We would put it on if we were going to the gas station with Mom. Like, it was always on in the car. Always been one of my favorite films.
Absolutely.
So that, which by the way, people, if you're considering like, oh, my kids have iPads in the back seat, just remember that Super Carlin Brothers is a YouTube channel with about 2 million subscribers born out of the back seat of a minivan where we all had to watch the same movie at the same time. So get the van with the Blu-ray player where they all have to watch the same freaking movie and pick good movies. That's my little pedestal today. Ethan, listen, we got some feedback that we shouldn't do toothpaste and orange juice at just random times during the episode, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna freaking do it because I'm pissed.
Okay. Tell me what you're pissed about, because I don't have anything.
Oh my God. I'm something I haven't been in a long time.
What is that, Tyler?
I'm sick.
Well, that sucks.
I'm sick. This is utter
Fortnite. Borderlands 2.
Do you know what it's like to be sick?
I've been sick before, yeah.
No, Ethan, this is some...
Borderlands 2.
I just went to
7-Eleven
to get some taquitos and a
Fortnite
Monster. Okay.
I can't imagine anything that feels better on a sore throat than Monster and taquitos.
It's the worst thing in the world. Not to mention, I get to my house, it's like 30 degrees and windy and dark outside.
Yeah.
My house is like a little keypad where you punch in the code to get in. The battery is dead. So now I'm standing outside in the wind and the cold, no key to my own home. Thank God I've got one in my truck. Randomly, like I remembered out of nowhere, there's a key in the console in your truck. So I go out and I get the key and I finally make it inside. I haven't been in my house for 3 days, so it's like 58 degrees in here, which is not helping my illness. Because my Nest thermostat, shout out Nest, hashtag not sponsored, was like, oh, you haven't been here in a few days. Better set the house to icebox feature. So then, now I'm freaking sick and cold and my voice is gone. And last night, I was trying to watch Emperor's New Groove. Thank you, God, for 77 minutes of film. If we had done any, let me tell you something, Ethan. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me say, if we had reviewed Pokemon the first movie, I would have had to have sat there and watched 18 more minutes of movie.
And you would have cried.
And I would have cried so much. I'm also sick, which sucks. I'm not even like proper sick though. Like I can't stay home from work or anything. But I have like a runny nose and a cough. And it's like the man cold. Have you ever heard of the man cold? Where women
you are literally the human portraying embodiment of the man cold right now. You're sitting there going, I'm sick. My nose is running. This doesn't happen to me.
This doesn't happen to me either.
I've been a righteous person. Why has God forsaken me here in this wasteland?
And here's the worst part about it. My wife is such a trooper. Emily's like pregnant, going through the worst pregnancy of all time. She has morning sickness 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
She throws up everything she eats. And now I feel like absolute garbage. And I can't do anything about it. I'm still just got to be like, okay, babe, I got all your stuff. I got it right here.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I guess at some point, and female listeners to this show, I know there's a bunch of you, correct us if we're wrong here, but you guys have it's part of like sex ed class in high school, right? Where they take you in a room together and they teach you that like, okay, when your man's eventually gets sick, he's going to be Fortniting. Useless.
That is me right
because
now.
It's all of us. It's like, I'll be sitting there just like texting my girlfriend, I have a cold, I'm laying in bed at 5:08 p.m. the minute I get off work. I'll like run home in my work clothes, like tie still buttoned up, just under the covers, freezing. And I'm texting my girlfriend like, this is it. This is the end. Please give me a nice funeral, a great send-off. I've loved my family dearly. This is it.
And then your girlfriend or wife, and then Emily texts me back. She goes, I've got a fever of 101. I'm trooping through work. I should be home. She's such a bad
Apex Legends.
And I'm like, oh, man, that sucks because guess what? I'm sick, and I'm not going to stop telling you about it.
And my fever is a balmy 98.7.
98.7. I'll tell you what, this is some toothpaste and orange juice for you here real quick. I have a lower body temperature than most people.
Oh, as do I.
I'll be real with you. Like I rock like a 96.9 to like a 97.3 is where I'm comfortable. So like 98.6 back in elementary school, I felt like garbage at 98.6.
But the school nurse is
so I would go,
this is the universal standard.
I would go to the school nurse, and she'd be like, you're not sick. You're fine. You have a temperature of 98.6. And I'm like, nurse, I'm 10 and I'm dying. Like, trust me, I do not want to go home. I've got perfect attendance. They're going to give me a fortnighting pizza party. I'm just asking for like some ibuprofen or some Dayquil so I can go back to intro to spelling.
First grade for me. This is a little fun fact about me. First grade, I don't know if this is an impressive thing or not, but I know that it was a big deal at my school. They were like, we can't find words these kids can't spell. So I had a first grade spelling test that included the words metamorphosis and photosynthesis.
Nice.
Those are big words. Like, that was like a big deal at my elementary school. I'm sure all of you listening are like, oh, I'm 16, and when I was in first grade, I was dismantling the establishment board by board. I was attending rallies, Tyler. I was voting. I was running for local office is what I was doing. But I could spell photosynthesis when I was 7. So I'm pretty freaking proud of it. I also remember, this is another step. I remember the teachers being like, I don't know what that means. Like, the teacher didn't know what it meant. And I was like, wow, this is probably a concept I'll never learn about. And then I learned about it in like 4th grade. So I don't know what that says about my first grade teacher.
I remember when I was in first grade, I was part of the like gifted program.
Yeah.
So I, for part of the day, I got to go, part of a day, a couple days a week, I got to go to like basically do what ended up being SAT prep. Where they would like, I would do like word association and stuff like that, like fancy stuff. And then I would go back to regular classes for the rest of the day. And I remember one time, I went back to my first grade class. Like I just got done with my gifted kid stuff. There were like 4 of us in that group. And I went back to my class and like, I remember I was sitting across from this girl and she was just like, I don't feel good. And then proceeded to immediately just vomit all over the table in front of me.
She was a girl. She was like, all right, I'm going to keep rocking now.
No, but I remember sitting there in first grade and being like, I am part of a better class of humans. This is what you get for sending me back to regular kid school.
Oh no!
I get like vomited all over.
The children are learning bad things. Ethan, the child learned bad things. The gifted program is evil.
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not going to say I have unrealistic expectations for myself and that every time I'm not immediately good at something, I just give up because I'm a failure. That definitely wasn't burned into me at the age of 12.
Oh, yeah. It took me, we had to sing as part of our fraternity in college. And when I wasn't immediately good at it, I was like, I'm just not going to practice this.
Well, I remember
there is no way I'm going to learn this.
So after I was finished elementary school, I came over to the county, right? That's when I met you guys.
Yeah.
And
you want to see me sketch some Cheetos?
Yeah. And yeah. Totally. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. But no, I was like, I remember I went to talk to them and I was like, hey, can I get in the gifted program here? And they were like, no, you weren't part of our gifted program in elementary school. We can't verify your credentials. I was like, what? And they're like, we put you in regular English.
Did you have Miss Mahalo?
Yeah.
She told me Santa wasn't real.
You probably should have known that by 6th grade.
Listen.
I'm just going to tell you that straight to your face.
Here's the thing. I knew.
Oh, here we go. This story, listeners, ye who are listening right now, what Tyler is about to say is solid Fortnite gold that you need to remember the rest of your life.
Wait.
If you're about to say what I think that you're going to say.
If I don't, will you say it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember 6th grade me, because I have no idea how this is solid gold. I remember 6th grade me thinking, knowing that Santa wasn't real, but believing that like there was something metaphysical about Christmas, that it was more than just getting gifts in the morning, that it was like a big, like if you believed in time with your family and the exchanging of gifts and all that, that meant something special. And she just came in and she was like, Santa's not real. It's all a sham. You should know that by now. Screw you guys. Pop. Mic drop. Is this what I was supposed to say?
Oh no, I thought you were going to talk about the fact that you thought your dad was the Easter Bunny.
Oh, back it up.
Like the Easter Bunny.
So yeah, when I was like 8, my dad sat me down and he was like, listen, Tyler, about the Easter Bunny. You're getting a little excited about it. I just want to let you know I'm the Easter Bunny. And probably from like ages 8 to 12, dead
Apex Legends.
I was like, my dad is the Easter Bunny. Like no one else's dad is the Easter Bunny. My dad, because my dad would like write these riddles and send us around the neighborhood, and it wasn't something I ever talked about with my friends because I thought it was like a family thing. So I just figured everybody didn't share their like, what'd you do for Easter? Like when somebody said, what'd you do for Easter? And everybody was like, oh, the usual. I thought they meant like I went on an elaborate sketched out hunt, like scavenger hunt for eggs with poems and a freaking trampoline at the end. I was sure that is what people meant when they said the usual. I hope your Mardi Gras was good, Ethan. It's actually right now Mardi Gras, so
it is indeed. I haven't done
pretty uneventful.
I haven't done much stuff today as far as Mardi Gras goes.
42 days from Easter. How do you feel?
Great. Holy. Yes.
Many holes.
Tomorrow, when the sanctity of Christ descends upon my body.
Are you going to the old Ash Wednesday?
Probably.
Ye old
Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, and this was like a weird thing that I was like embarrassed about my faith when I was young. Is it like, so I grew up Roman Catholic or whatever, so we do the like Ash thing.
Right.
Where they would like pull you out of school. And I was just like, I never wanted to go do that because I was like, kids are gonna know. And I'm sitting there in Sunday school, I'm like, they will know we are Christians by our love. And then on Wednesday, I'm like, they can't know. They're gonna laugh at me. I was new at this school, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm scared.
A lot of kids did it though.
Yeah, I know. But I was just, I don't know. It was just always this weird like subconscious fear that I couldn't move past. I don't know why.
Rebecca Sire.
Yeah, Rebecca Sire did it.
John Vitella.
Yep, you're naming all the kids I went to church with.
Yeah, I know these people. Yeah, I remember. I didn't.
Do you want to keep playing this game?
I didn't understand Anna Smith. I didn't understand it. Like, I knew the kids would come back with the ash on their forehead, and there was no connecting Easter and that to me.
Well, because it's 40 days out. It's like you're not even in the same like.
Right. There was no connection whatsoever. I didn't know what Good Friday was or Mardi Gras or Ash was. I didn't know what any of that was. Mardi Gras is always a weird day to me. People on Instagram being like, yeah, I'm at Mardi Gras right now. I was like, that's a thing real people go to? But
yeah, Mardi Gras is a big day here in the States. It's one of those holidays that we as Americans have just turned into this ridiculous spectacle. We built a whole city around it.
We sure did.
Like that is New Orleans.
That city a French mascot.
Yeah, New Orleans is gonna burn to the ground tonight.
Yes, and it will be reborn tomorrow.
Yeah, that just happens. They come in at, I guess, 6 o'clock in the morning and just hose all the vomit off the streets.
New Orleans is a wild city. We have to get back to Ever's New Group pretty soon.
We have not spoken at all about the movie.
New Orleans is a wild city because, if you've never been, dear listener, whatever you're seeing on television about New Orleans or whatever Hannibal Buress is telling you about New Orleans is 100% real. It is like that all day, every day.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is the only
365 days a year.
It is the only city I've ever been to that 100% lived up to expectations. Like, it was not surpassed, and it was not underwhelming. It was exactly what you think it would be.
Exactly. Like when I went to Cancun, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be white sand beaches and I'm going to see manta rays from my window. It wasn't that.
I mean, it was still white sand beaches, I would imagine.
They were sort of yellow. When I went to here's the truth about Cancun. When I went, I was sick for the 5 days I was there. Emily was more sick for the 5 days that we were there. And we could have been in a hotel in any warm city because we just didn't leave the hotel.
I feel like you got the Super Smash Brothers end of the honeymoon stick there.
No. Are you kidding me? A warm city in the middle of December where I can sleep for 5 days? I'm in.
Right, but you could have gone to Orlando.
Well, we could have. We
for way less money.
Well, we went on. We were gifted some travel points, so it actually cost zero money. But,
I mean, for sure.
And it was travel points built up through business expenses, so it was literally $0.
Yeah, I've talked to so many because I'm pretty much the last person in the entire world to get married.
Ooh, my brother's getting married.
Yeah. So I've just heard from so many of my married friends are like, for God's sakes, do not go out of the country on your honeymoon.
Oh, I wouldn't encourage against it. I would just
say you previously have.
Well, I would say if your priority is resort, all-inclusive resort, it does not matter where you go. That is what I would say. If you're just gonna go sit on a resort, then it wherever's cheapest, which is probably the DR.
Yeah, that's still out of the country and still Caribbean.
Right.
They don't have Sandals Tallahassee.
You strike me as a cruisy moon kind of guy.
I do love a cruise, man. The cruise was a lot of fun. The cruise, I think, is a great honeymoon because there's nothing could go wrong.
Well, have you heard of the Titanic?
Okay, well, other than the boat sinking, but literally you're never that far away from land, and they have more lifeboats than people. They learned from the Titanic.
What?
But there's no things don't run late. You don't miss your bus. You don't the weather's fine because you're out at sea. It's rad. A cruise is rad, dude. I enjoyed the cruise.
I'm not disparaging.
I would go. I don't know if I would do it for my honeymoon. I have no idea what I'm going to do on my honeymoon, but a cruise is a rad idea. Now, I would say that I don't know if it's the ideal honeymoon because you want, to me, a cruise isn't a couples thing. It's you want at least another.
I thought you were saying our honeymoon isn't a couples
thing.
No. And I was like, whoa.
No.
You have a very warped idea of honeymoon.
A cruise. You want at least another pair of people with you on the cruise. Somebody to have fun with. At least another couple. And you can't get that on your honeymoon. Nobody brings another couple on their honeymoon. Hey, you guys want to go double on this?
We are going with you. Emily will be sick the whole time on that boat. I hope you're excited.
I was going to say, I don't think the cruise is necessarily the best idea for you and your wifey.
Yeah, no. So speaking of, the Caribbean, that's a good transition to Mesoamerica, which I, as a youth, up until we watched it in John Cozart's class, John Cozart the teacher, not John Cozart the YouTuber, did not realize llamas and Cusco and all of that was a Mesoamerican thing. I think I was just dumb, but we didn't learn that history until...
Well, this isn't Mesoamerican. These are the Incans.
It says Mesoamerican in the song.
Okay, and... So Disney's been right about everything ever.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't realize that it took place.
Well, let me tell you about Cusco.
In the Americas.
Let me tell you about Cusco, because that's in Peru.
Okay.
Which is not Mesoamerica.
What is Mesoamerica?
Like Central America. Like Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, Panama. Peru is South America. Like,
yeah.
That's where the Incans were. That was their city. Cusco was their city.
He's an enigma and a mystery, a Mesoamerican history, the quintessence of perfection that is he.
Okay, again, Disney has not been right about everything ever. Let's talk about Pocahontas real quick. There wasn't a single fact in that movie.
No, there wasn't. The villain, our college was named after the villain. They changed his name for the movie. I know I just told this fact in a recent episode, but maybe you listened.
John Smith was the guy.
No, not John Smith, the captain of the ship.
Right, but John Smith is the villain, right? I haven't seen Pocahontas in
John Smith
15
is
years.
The love interest.
Is he not also the villain?
No.
I don't know.
No, the villain.
I could not tell you the last time I've seen Pocahontas. It's been a long time.
Pocahontas.
What did they change his name to?
John Ratcliffe, whose portrayal was based on actual English captains, including John Martin, Christopher Newport, and Edward Maria Wingfield.
Fair.
That's so sad.
Why?
Because our college is Christopher Newport University.
Right. He was just a ship captain. He didn't really do anything.
Oh, I know, but petition to change it to Pocahontas U. If we're going to be a William and Mary offshoot and they're the freaking tribe, I think Pocahontas U makes sense.
Yeah, they're also getting major Super Smash Brothers for being the tribe.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Being sick sucks. I can't keep up with William and Mary mascot-related drama.
I mean, you can. No one's stopping you.
No, I can't because I'm sick, Ethan. I can't do anything. I'm useless. And my voice is like slurry, even though I'm drinking literal like bull piss.
All right, well, let's talk about this movie. As long as you're talking about the theme song, let's talk about Tom Jones here for a second. Turned in a solid performance, like a performance of a lifetime as theme song guy. Singing the Cusco song that has been stuck in my head for 19 years.
Here's the thing about theme song guy and Cusco's song. I'm looking at the lyrics right now. I have never known these lyrics.
No, I have only ever known the perfect world begins and ends with me.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Cusco.
But every time for the last 19 years that someone's been like, well, in a perfect world, my head has just gone and sang that song. Every time.
I don't even know what a despot is.
Dictator.
Well, it says there are despots and dictators.
I think despot refers to specifically to evil dictators.
Political manipulators. There are blue bloods with the intellects of fleas.
A ruler or other person who holds absolute power, typically one who exercises it in a cruel or oppressive way. Synonyms: tyrant.
Oh, it also says there are kings and petty tyrants who are so lacking in refinements.
Yep, well, whoever wrote this song in Disney just opened a thesaurus and typed in one of these words, looked up one of these words and was just like, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Look, it rhymes.
Who knew? Fleas are mentioned more than once in this movie. I didn't know that till just now.
Like Flea, like the bassist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No, Flea's like, I'll turn him into a flea. A harmless little flea. You know, this movie, it's like a Deus Ex Machina thing. Every single scene. There is no predicting what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, no.
But at the same time, you can predict the whole story from like the first scene.
Right, it's like obviously he's going
Cusco's
to
a
Fortnite.
He's gonna turn into a good guy.
Yep, he's gonna have this confrontation with like a normal, average, everyday person, and it's gonna turn him into a nice guy, and he's gonna see the will of the people.
Yes.
And he's not gonna throw old dudes out windows anymore.
And he's not gonna build Cuscotopia on top of Pacha's Hill.
He's gonna build it. He's gonna build it on top of the unoccupied hill.
Yep. He doesn't even build it right. He makes like a hand-carved mahogany one. What are you kidding me? This is hand-carved mahogany.
Patrick Warburton is one of my favorite actors ever.
Patrick Warburton for Superman.
Because, like, sometimes he plays just such awful, horrible, mean people, and sometimes he's just this big old goof.
Gronk hair.
Yeah, Gronk hair.
Yzma's in your chair.
Squeak, squeaking, squeak, squeaker.
Squeaking. He was born and raised to rule. I like that there's a really effective character development when Cusco's like, let's go back a ways. Whoa, not that far back. But what that little scene of baby Cusco shows you is that he has always sucked. Like,
yeah.
You can't even blame it on who he is. He's just always sucked.
Always
he was
sucked.
Born to suck.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the scene where he's like monologuing to himself and himself tells himself to shut up.
He's like, Piss off.
They watched it. They've seen the whole thing.
I think because narrator Cusco is like, here's what I think. I think Llama Cusco there is like, man, I just watched this whole thing back. I might be in the wrong here.
Yeah, that's when Cusco's realizing that he done messed up.
He done goofed.
Yeah, he done goofed. You can't treat everybody horribly for your entire life and expect them to still love you.
Right. He was ruling with, what's it called, where people obey your command just because you're the emperor?
I don't know. What kind of word are you looking for here? There's lots of terms for that.
Basically, I think there's a really powerful scene that goes often overlooked where Yzma's doing the eulogy for Cusco, and then she finishes and she's like, well, he ain't getting any deader. And then the whole kingdom just doesn't care at all and is just like totally on board with Count Yzma. You know, like she doesn't have to display any valuable rhetoric of like, Cusco died, you should follow me because of this, that, and the other. It's just like, I'm the next in line.
Right, she's not Cusco.
Right, and it's just blind faith.
Right.
And I think that that's important. It shows like the masses, at least within the capital, so to speak, are just like, whoever it is, I don't care. I just want to take orders. You know, I've got this
right.
job
the only person that's ever stood up to him is Pacha.
Right.
Ever.
Like my job is paint faces on vases, which is rhyme. It's a rhyme, and it's also a heckin' good time. Okay? Now that we've got a new emperor, I have more work to do. This is very exciting.
Right, I get new faces to paint. That's called job security.
Right.
Yzma, probably not going to throw me out a window. Cusco threw me out a window. Like,
right.
Like the chances of that happening again, pretty slim.
Slim.
Faces on Vases guy, he's got it made under the new regime.
He's like, this is my life's work is stenciled faces on vases.
Right. Like he was, at first he was bummed because Cuscotopia wasn't going to get built. So obviously he would need vases for that. So like there's a big contract out the window, but then voila, new emperor comes in, whole new face.
A whole new face. So many vases. So many vases.
Whole new face.
And there's like
a new fantastic way to view.
That need lots of faces on them. So, like, you've just got these lemmings.
Well, that's what we don't talk about enough is job creation under dictatorship, specifically during times of turmoil and the change of rule in Disney movies. That's what we're not spending enough time talking about here.
I feel like when Anna leaves, there's wood stacking guy, wood stacking the other way guy, glog guy. When Elsa comes to power, there's catering staff, 8,000 salad plates. You got some staff ready
seriously.
to go.
Who knew we had 8,000? I'd still take issue with this line in this song. I don't care how big your house and or palace is. If you have 8,000 salad plates, you know.
You have salad
Anna,
plate
you're the
problems.
only one that walks around this house.
You've never been in the kitchen and been like, holy
Super Smash Brothers.
There's salad plates everywhere.
Yeah. Good Lord, how many regular plates do we have? What about chargers?
Right. Do we have 8,000 salad forks? We need more.
Yeah.
Because most salad forks match an entree fork
these
days.
Yeah. What about the little shrimp forks? What about the dessert forks? What about the freaking teacups and saucers? You've just got a whole separate castle full of flatware. Like, Anna, you would notice.
8,000. There's not 8,000 people in this city.
Right. We live in like feudal Austria.
Norway.
Whatever. Norway. Whatever. That's less people.
That's what I'm saying. Arendelle has got to have like what?
Right. There's other
500 people.
There's plenty of other kingdoms too that are like all over the place. You go over the hill, there's another kingdom. That's how it worked back then.
Oh my gosh. Who knew we had 8,000 salads?
Although I'll tell you, the people of Arendelle were probably pretty jazzed. They're like, we have a consistent climate now. We know exactly what to do all year round. Then she comes back and it's like, oh, well, we got summer again.
Oh, crap. But now there's fall.
Yeah. Now we have a whole harvest thing to worry about again. The whole ice cutting business is just down the toilet.
That's back.
What? No.
Yeah, they didn't need ice cutters when it was eternal winter.
Oh, yeah, true. They had more ice to cut.
Yeah, but they did, you didn't need ice in your home.
Yoo-hoo, make some blowout.
Huga. I could use some Huga. I just started a freaking 9-day stretch at my job. No complaint. I don't dislike work. But it is a long number of days to go in a row, and now I'm sick.
And you're not gonna get well until you're done working that 9-day stretch. Is the problem,
right? Like I don't have an R&R day,
right?
Of just like,
oh man, well Saturday I'm gonna do nope, I'm working. Okay, well Sunday
right.
I'm gonna do nope, working.
Oh, and here's the kicker. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm working. Thursday, I'm flying to Georgia for a wedding.
Nice.
Yeah. But Captain Marvel comes out during this 9-day stretch.
Captain Marvel does come out. I'm very excited for Captain Marvel to come out. Very excited.
I don't listen. Captain Marvel's a 1. I haven't even seen it, but you have to go see it.
I mean, it's a 1 just for that literally that one photo of Brie Larson standing backwards in front of the giant poster of Brie Larson.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
She's looking for the section marked "The Clash at Demon Head."
Right. It's like she is the female superhero icon that Gal Gadot has never been.
Whoa!
Already.
Be nice to Gal Gadot.
Yeah, but Gal Gadot hasn't lived the Wonder Woman life. Like,
I agree.
She's not like empowering people the way Brie Larson is,
and that's sad because I think Gal Gadot could.
I'm sure she could. It's literally just a different publicity team that doesn't care about its fans.
Yeah, the DC people have a problem.
Yeah, there's a like the fact that Jason Momoa isn't just out like appearing as Aquaman in public.
He probably is, if I know Jason Momoa, but like. Currently, we don't have a Superman or a Batman, and Ezra Miller is Credence. So it's like...
Right. He hasn't gotten a movie as The Flash.
Right. I do think DC does a much better job with their TV show characters. I think those guys go to every convention and meet with every fan, sign everything.
So do all of the Marvel people.
No, they go to like big ones. Like the cast of Arrow, obviously not nearly as big as like the cast of the Avengers. You know, it's a CW TV show versus the
Fortnite
Avengers.
Right, but you can't sit here and tell me that like Robert Downey Jr. has not completely just been Iron Man for the last 11 years.
Oh, he totally has. No, I'm totally with that. All I'm saying is like it is easier for me, a fan, to meet Stephen Amell than Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, probably.
That's all I'm saying. That's the whole thing I'm saying.
I mean, I'm with you there, but like, I still don't think that they have done as good of a job as any of the Marvel people, even if they're at a bunch of cons.
Yeah. I also don't know how I feel about con. I will say, just a little update on Tyler's feelings towards PodCon. I don't think I knew how to take in what I was experiencing while we were there, but I look back on it with the rosiest of colored glasses.
Right. Absolutely.
It was, I would totally do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the time we were done, I was like, I don't know if I'd ever do this again. But then, like, you come back into real life and you're like, I'm not at PodCon right now.
And like,
this life sucks.
I would say the stuff I discovered that I should have been paying attention to anyway at PodCon has done nothing but improve my quality of life.
Yeah.
Like, I love the McElroy brothers.
I love the McElroy brothers. I do notice I can only take my brother, and me in a few episodes at a time.
Nope. I have been listening to nothing but... I've actually stopped listening to Mabim Bam and started listening to the Adventure Zone, which is their D&D podcast.
Oh, I didn't know they had that.
It is hilarious because it's the three of them and their dad.
Oh, their dad's funny.
Their dad's funny. And like Griffin's the DM, and he's just irritated the entire time at their shenanigans because all they do is Fortnite. His story's up. But at the same time, I'm at the end of the first like arc or whatever, and they've just strung together this incredible story for like 55 episodes.
Well, if you are a talented DM us to our email, baconandeggsmedia@gmail.com. We would be curious with chatting with you.
Yeah, we're currently in search of a DM for reasons.
Yes. No guarantee that they're podcast related.
Nope. Reasons. Yeah, no guarantee. But we all really want to play D&D.
And there may be a podcast that comes out of it.
There may be. We'll figure it out.
But there also may not be.
Yeah, we'll talk. Anyway, if you're a DM, let's talk. But anyway, yeah, the McElroys have had nothing but a positive impact on my overall just like existence level.
But so has like existing in that room.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's just like everything has come back around, and just the memories that I made that I didn't even know would like. I'm still laughing at One Question with Allegra Frank to this moment.
Yeah, that's a podcast. If you haven't listened to One Question with Allegra Frank, if you have 12 minutes of free time, go download it. It is amazing. They're about halfway through the first season right now.
Wait, there's more episodes? Oh, they're posting weekly?
Yeah.
Oh, Arnie Niekamp, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
That's a great show, too. Hello from the Magic Tavern, great show.
Hello from the Magic Tavern is amazing.
It's a great show. God. I had no idea what it was. I knew of it because it's one of those things that, like, you can't exist in the pod sphere without, like, hearing that name, even if I'd never listened to it. And, like, the concept for you guys out there who haven't listened to it is Arnie Niekamp is a regular dude that fell in a multidimensional portal behind a Burger King and is now, like, in this fantasy world.
And he's just, like,
and he makes a podcast and just, like, interviews fantasy characters.
It's hilarious.
It's absolutely hysterical because he's a regular guy. He's just Arnie Niekamp. But yeah, PodCon, I would love to go back. If anybody who works for PodCon is listening, we would love to go back as creators and do a thing.
We will do anything.
Some sort of thing, anything. I'll be on whatever panel you want.
I will do anything.
Anyway, let's talk about The Emperor's New Groove.
Let me tell you, I have always loved this movie.
Same.
And here's the thing. I think when I watched it with a critical eye, I think we hold animated films to too high of a standard. Because this is amazing. And from a critical perspective, like, it's not Interstellar. It's not...
Right. It is an okay movie that I love for reasons that I don't even know that I could explain.
Right. Like, we are being way too critical of early, I would say pre-Pixar era, which I know Toy Story had come out already, but you know what I mean.
You're saying we're being too critical in these movies?
Well, no, I think it's good that we, the community, is being too critical. Although I guess we give everything a pass. Like Little Mermaid, we're like, yeah, that was great. A thingamabob, I've got 30.
I think we're being too not critical is what you're looking for.
No. I think we should forgive all the things that are like...
We forgive everything.
We exactly forgive everything. We should continue to do such.
I think that we should hold these movies to a higher standard.
They should be as good as Interstellar.
If they're going to be considered as good, I think they should be as good. But I have, clearly my own issues with where we ranked that movie.
I'm giving you points here. I'm telling you. Okay. Whatever. I love this movie. I think it's hilarious. I think the random nature of the things that go on in it are brilliant. I think the pacing is wonderful. There's no moment where you're like, oh, this is dragging on. And when it's over, you're not like, wow, that was a quick 78 minutes. It feels like a full feature-length film, which I think is good, even though I think it's genuinely too short to be considered a feature-length film.
Well, it wasn't. It was a feature-length film. It got released in theaters.
I understand that, but it just seems like that seems so short to me.
Okay, so what defines feature length?
I think it's 60 minutes.
I just watched more than 40 minutes for the Academy.
Really?
Yeah. And I really think that only comes into effect when you're talking about like documentaries. Like what the difference between a short film and a feature-length film is.
Right. Yeah.
Because like your average short film is, 15 to 30 minutes.
I would say shorter than that.
Well, I'm not talking about like Pixar short. I'm talking about like, your average, like, I made a short film. It's like, it's between 10 and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think Pixar has nailed this whole, like, 3-minute storytelling thing. However long they're
longer than that.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're longer than that.
Whatever. Stop disagreeing with me.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying, though. I don't have the exact figures in front of me. But, like, they've nailed short-form storytelling. But, like, yeah, your average short film is less than 40 minutes. That makes sense to me. I watched a long feature documentary the other day.
You told me you were trying to get into long form documentary. That's a genre a lot of people like.
A lot of people like,
than I would have thought.
Yeah. Because people were talking about them, and so I watched Free Solo, which
that was the Oscar.
That was the Oscar winner. Yeah, it was really, really good. And I love documentaries. I know we're just back off topic again, but I always forget how much I love documentaries, especially documentaries that focus on somebody, because like the guy that is the subject of Free Solo is a Fortnite.
Really?
He's just like, yeah, he's cool. He's incredible. He's this crazy rock climber guy, but like he also just has no emotions whatsoever.
Right. I don't think you can if you free climb the way that he does.
Right. And his girlfriend was like, "Are you going to care? Like, are you even worried about how I'm going to feel if you die?" And he was like, "Nope."
I don't think you can.
Yeah. And it's just so wild that like, because you don't get that. That doesn't happen in fiction. Like, you don't make characters like that. They're completely unsympathetic and you can't relate to them at all.
Right.
But it's like, this dude's a real person. So it was wild. It was a really good movie. But I've been trying to get into documentaries because I can't get into memoirs. I can't do it. Like everybody, and it happens all the time in our Discord. People are like, "What are your favorite memoirs?" And everybody's like, "Oh, I've got 27 that I love." I'm like, I've tried so many of these books, I can't get into it. So I think that I can get into documentaries more than I can get into, I've been trying to expand my like nonfiction horizon there a little bit.
Now, what is the difference between a memoir and like a nonfiction self-help?
Anymore, almost nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
then I like memoir.
like the self-help books are, I think, and a lot of the business books are supposed to be less personal. Like it's not really supposed to matter who wrote them.
See, I'm very picky with my. Oh, not very picky. I'll read just about anything, but like with self-help, I need it, like especially with business stuff. I need it to go past the sale and understand that I've already paid $12 for this book and not try to sell me something in the book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that's pretty rare. Like probably my favorite self-help book is Living with a Seal by Jesse Itzler.
See, that's a memoir though.
Right, but it's about like how transforming your life to be more hardcore in the things that you do and push your limits can help you succeed in business and in family and in, physical health.
Right, but that matters. That book matters because it's Jesse Itzler that wrote it.
Right, and it's Jesse Itzler that wrote it, and he's a billionaire that went from like small town white rapper to selling jet cards and owning the Hawks.
Right. Right. So yeah, that's where that difference lies. Girl Wash Your Face, that book that everybody's reading right now, or has been reading.
It's a good book.
Anyway, that is written by Rachel Hollis, who is the girl that wrote Girl Wash Your Face.
Well, no, she's a YouTuber.
Is she?
Yeah, that's her thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
How many subs does she have? Because this is not a YouTuber I'm even familiar with. She barely has a Wikipedia page, even though she's got like a best-selling novel.
About 100,000.
So no, she's not really a YouTuber. That's not her. She's an author. That's her job title. That's what I'm getting at with it.
I would have thought she had more subs.
She probably has 100,000 subs because she's the girl that wrote Girl Wash Her Face.
I'm sure that it helped, but I know that when the book came out, this is the same with John Green. When the book came out, her YouTube presence did not hurt her book sales. Like if you could sell, 50,000 copies of your book and get on the bestseller list because you have 70,000 YouTube subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, it sold 880,000 copies.
Okay, so yeah, she's definitely sold more copies.
But this is what I'm getting at. You're being pedantic about the difference here, and I'm just trying to explain to you the difference. Like, this book is a book that does not matter who wrote it. Living with a Seal is a book that matters who wrote it. That is a memoir.
Yes.
The other one is self-help. That's, as far as I know, the difference.
I would have thought, just for the record on that point, I would have thought, based on the way people talk about Rachel Hollis, that she was like a 3 million sub type person.
That's not my point, though. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Whatever, I could pick a different example. There's plenty.
Well, no, your example works because she's not what I thought she was.
Right. Whereas, Aziz Ansari's book, Modern Romance, matters because he's Aziz Ansari. Amy Poehler's book matters because she's Amy Poehler.
Right.
And that is a subset of fiction that subset of literature that I cannot get into. Is like white celebrities talking about how they're famous.
That's why I like Living with the Seal, though, because it's not about that. It's about, I'm a white celebrity who decided to hire a Navy SEAL.
Well, Living with a Seal, I would talk about being a different subset of books that I don't think actually exists, but I think it should, which is How to Be Rich by Rich People.
I'm sure Mark Cuban's written a few of those.
He definitely has.
I'm not a big Mark Cuban fan. I was watching Shark Tank the other day. I don't think Cuban's the guy.
I mean, he's the shark. He's the backer. Like, he has more money than those other dudes and women combined, like 40 times over.
Does he really?
He's got way more money than those people.
Real? I did not know that. They oftentimes have Jesse Itzler's wife on that show, whom I also love, Sarah Blakely.
Okay.
Creator of Spanx.
Nice.
I just think she's a fascinating person.
But like, The Power of Zero was written by David McKnight, who is the guy that wrote The Power of Zero.
Right.
So like, there's a difference there. It's like people that are famous because they wrote a book that got them famous, and then people that wrote a book because they were famous.
Yes. What's his name? Cusco!
I would not read a book by David Spade. Straight up, I would not. Like,
David Spade. Let's talk about David Spade's career.
This is the best thing that David Spade has ever done. This movie.
Is this better than the donkey, Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
I would agree.
I would agree. Because he doesn't play, Cusco's the main character. Cusco is Shrek. Yeah. Pacha is Donkey. Kronk is Donkey. He's the, slapstick comedic relief guy.
Donkey, if you go back and rewatch Shrek, that's a very well done character.
Those are very well done movies. Just, full stop.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I just feel like, and Donkey from Shrek gets plenty of praise within the Shrek community. But I feel like we're sleeping on this as a supporting character in a major animated film. Actually, just in a film in general.
But this is better than everything else David Spade has ever done.
Married with Children, Tommy Boy. Married with Children, is that right?
I don't think David Spade was on Married with Children.
What am I thinking of? That's not what
he was on. Rules of Engagement.
Rules of
Engagement is actually a pretty funny show, but that's also him and Patrick Warburton. So it works. Married with Children was Ed O'Neill.
Okay, Rules of Engagement and Married with Children. Those are you can see how I got those titles mixed up.
But I mean, I haven't also never watched Married with Children, so it could have been true. I just
hold on. You got to remember Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt wasn't funny.
I agree.
Joe Dirt wasn't funny.
Joe Dirt was not excellent. I remember a lot of people talk about Joe Dirt like it's the funniest movie of all time. Probably because they have some familial nostalgia tied to it. That's what I'm going to chalk your love of Joe Dirt up to, because I can understand why a 10-year-old would think Joe Dirt's hilarious. Joe Dirt is not a funny movie.
Yeah, I've never really been one for white trash comedy.
No, me neither. And I feel bad about that. I feel like I should. it's not for me.
And Joe Dirt is, if we're gonna compare them, Joe Dirt is the Larry the Cable Guy of the blue collar comedy tour of life.
I like Larry the Cable Guy.
I hate Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her done.
He's the worst of those 4 people.
You know, I love Bill. I love Jeff. There's no denying that. And I love Ron. I just want him to write a new joke.
Who?
Ron White.
He's got plenty of jokes. He's got more jokes than the other guys.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
We was on a pack of gum with wings. He told the same. I think 3 of the jokes he told were in every single blue collar comedy tour.
They weren't. You are misremembering.
Ron White?
Yeah, Ron White's the
Tater
only one.
tot.
Ron White's the only one with any originality. He's the only one that doesn't have like a shtick.
Bill Engvall doesn't have a shtick.
Yes, he does.
What's Bill Engvall's shtick?
He does the "here's your sign" thing.
Oh yeah, here's your sign.
Which they're funny. For me, it's Ron White, Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, Larry the Cable Guy. In that order.
You know, there was a time when Jeff Foxworthy was the highest paid comedian in the world.
I believe it. Every single, because NASCAR has a lot of following, and he's the exact same subset of people.
Yeah,
people that love NASCAR, that dip, people that go hunting every morning. They love Jeff Foxworthy.
You know what's weird? He doesn't strike me as the type of guy that does any of that.
I don't think he does. I think that he just got lucky with that "you might be a redneck" thing.
Do you think he still does that on tour?
I'm certain.
You think that's kind of like,
yeah, you gotta.
That's like Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, you gotta play your hits,
like
man. You gotta
journey.
You gotta feed the
like,
machine. Like,
right.
You're a one-hit comedy wonder, Jeff Foxworthy. You don't get other jokes.
His other jokes are good though.
They are. They definitely are.
I've always been a Jeff guy.
It's like there's plenty of
I
comedians
would
that
say
get
Bill
remembered.
Engvall was my favorite from them though.
I like Bill Engvall. He actually had a pretty funny TV show.
I think it was considered the worst. No, Jeff Foxworthy's was
Yeah.
the worst television show of all
Yeah,
time.
no. And then Jeff Foxworthy did "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?"
What a smart idea.
Yeah, what a game show, man. Just make adults feel bad about themselves and make kids think that they're superheroes.
For knowing SOLs.
Yeah, but yeah, like and there's plenty of comedians that get remembered. Like Jerry Seinfeld's the guy from B Movie. Like to a lot of people. He's just the guy that's like,
What's the deal with airline
yeah,
food?
he just talks like a sim, and that's what people expect. I would not see. I don't like David Spade. Okay, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I've never much liked David Spade outside of this movie. There's never been a single David Spade part that I thought could not have been done better by anybody else. Even Joe Dirt.
Who is Griffin?
What?
David Spade voices Griffin in Hotel Transylvania, but I don't know.
I've never seen any of those movies.
They're not the worst movies, if I'm being 100% real with
Those
you.
struck me as like kids movies.
They're literally for children.
Yeah.
Like Minions, Boss Baby,
Yeah.
for children.
I just say I have no interest in watching those movies.
Grown Ups. He was in Grown Ups too.
Those are bad. Those are bad movies.
You know who's in Grown Ups too?
Adam Sandler, Kevin James, lots of people. Jimmy Tatro.
Jimmy Tatro.
Yep.
That's what
I knew
was
you were
going
getting
for.
there eventually.
Yep.
Um,
I'm looking at just other roles who's in. Tommy Boy was very David Spade, very perfect for David Spade. I know you don't like Tommy Boy. You have to understand. You have to accept that you are in the minority there.
I get that. I've never gotten that. And it's been I don't know, 24 years of people telling me I look like Chris Farley and being like, say the fat man in a little coat thing.
Fat guy in a little coat.
And
is that for me, Dad? No, son.
so that's one of those things that, like,
that's for me.
I was just pretty over that movie pretty early on.
Oh, dude, you know David Spade's best role, Police Academy 4.
You cannot lie to me and pretend you've ever seen a Police Academy movie.
I've seen the first
I refuse to believe
I've
that.
seen the first one.
I don't believe you.
I could not tell you the plot.
I don't
but
believe you.
I know it has been on in a room for the amount of time that I was in that room.
Anyway, this
only 96
is David Spade's best role, like far and away. This is David Spade's best movie.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Because I don't know a whole lot of people that would say that Tommy Boy is better than The Emperor's New Groove. Like pedal to the metal, kind of like you got to decide. I think people are going to say Emperor's New Groove.
I would agree. Yeah, I would say this is best role for me.
It's not John Goodman's best role. It's probably not Patrick Warburton's best role, but it's close.
I don't know. Kronk to me is what made Patrick Warburton what he is. That may be.
I would say
my young
Seinfeld.
naivety. Seinfeld.
Yeah, he was David Putty, the Devil's fan.
Really?
Yeah.
And he dated Elaine.
That's the thing, though, is live action Patrick Warburton and animated Patrick Warburton are different people.
Yeah, he's in A Series of Unfortunate Events. He's Lemony Snicket, right?
Yes, I guess. I think so. He's the
weird-
narrator.
Yeah, what a weird casting.
He's perfect.
Yes.
He's just like, does the absolute deadpan, like, stare directly into the camera and just like, the Baudelaire orphans. Really unfortunate what happened to them.
Oh,
Their whole family lost in a fire. Just horrible. He's the villain temporarily in Tales from the Borderlands.
is he
He
really?
is, yeah. It's like, and that's the thing, is Patrick Warburton's such a recognizable character in anything he's in. Like, you can't disguise that voice.
No.
So, you know, he walks in and the villain's just like, Reese, What's going on, buddy? I'm like, that's Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton, what do you know? Oh, man. I've never played Tales from the Borderlands. I've played 1, 2, and a pre-sequel, but not Tales.
Tales from Borderlands is great. It's it's one of those Telltale games which are always fun.
I've never played
They're
one.
good. Well, they don't exist anymore. That company went out of business.
Well, it's probably because I never played
It's probably because you never played them, and most people didn't. But they were a lot of fun. I quite liked Tales from the Borderlands. It was a good time. If it's ever on a Steam sale, I'd recommend picking it up, spending a couple hours with it.
You know what I love?
Borderlands,
Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Anyway, yeah, Patrick Warburton. Kronk is a great role. Like, Kronk is at least a large part of what makes this movie great.
Yeah.
Like, when Kronk's got the bag slung over his shoulder and he's singing his own theme music. And he's flat against the wall, like, looking at the people as they walk by.
It zooms out and all the little arrows or all the people are pointing at him.
Yeah, just a legendary character. Cusco's poison. The poison specially made for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
Right.
That poison?
Yes, that poison.
Yzma's in your chair.
Oh, man.
Kronk here.
Kronk here. Squeakity squeaking squeakers.
Oh, man. And he drops right into the role of being the chef. He's just like... It's such good writing for this character because he's a villain. I mean, he's the villain's henchman. You're rooting for him.
Right.
You're like, yeah, I don't want Cusco to like die, but like I also want Kronk to get what Kronk wants out of the world. Like, what a great character. It's it teaches young kids to sympathize with the kind of offhanded people in their life.
Right. And it was like, Kronk is also just there to do a job. Like, Cusco even says she gets a new henchman every 10 years or so. I'm picturing like you apply for a job.
Yeah.
Which is not even a job. It's like it's implied that he's like a lover.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
Well, there's that line when they're at dinner and Cusco's like, he's what, in his late 20s? And she's like, I don't know.
I think that Kronk probably had something to say about that, if he even knew about it. I think that may have been the implication from her end, but I can't see Kronk being about that.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it was like a...
Yeah, I'm just imagining Kronk going down to the local posting board and seeing job. Oh, henchman. Big man, need apply. I can take care of this one.
Yeah, I'm a 61 long and a 31 waist.
That's true. He has a very skinny waist.
Yeah, that's skinnier than my waist.
Yeah, I mean, Kronk's also probably 4 feet wider than you, up top.
61?
What?
He's 61 inches, right? That's what he says?
Is it? That would be his inseam, though, right?
I don't know. Is he saying he wears a 61 long? Like I
oh,
wear
that's
a 40
that's his jacket size?
40. I don't know. I
didn't think about
figure
that.
this out.
Kronk dimensions.
I wear a 66 long and a 31 waist.
Yeah, so he's a wide boy.
Yeah, 66 is his chest.
Yeah.
For those of you trying to shop for Tyler or just need a frame of reference because you've never bought grown man's clothing, I wear a 42 regular. So Kronk, that's inches. That's inches in your bust. I guess women probably are aware of those numbers. So that means Kronk is like over a foot wider than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's exactly 2 feet wider than me.
Well, I mean, it's not inches across, Tyler. It's round.
Right.
You're not 42 inches wide.
No, I get that.
Okay.
But like, yeah.
The 31 waist. Yeah, and you can clearly see that from Kronk's silhouette that he's, trim at the waist.
Yes, he's very thin.
He's shoulder heavy.
I wear 66 long.
He's literally
31
Johnny
waist.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Not
Go the monkey with me.
Not quite that bad. Johnny Bravo was a ridiculous looking character. That hair, though, just legendary status. They predicted that one.
What, that hair would be
That hair would be in 2019. So what's your favorite part of this movie?
I really like the chase at the end, basically starting from Yzma and Kronk being locked. No, even before that. When they're going up the hill, Pacha and Cusco, and they're like, and the people in the village are like, oh, your relatives are here. And they're like, how would you describe this woman? And he was like, well, I don't know, scary beyond all reason.
Yeah, that was a good callback joke. This movie was full of that.
There was a lot of that. Which is a lot of callbacks for a movie that's like
very
not
short,
even callback long. Yeah,
this is such a. Short. It's. I mean, I know it's Disney, but this is such like a not Disney movie.
No, I don't think. I mean, I knew it was Disney because at the beginning it's got the Disney logo, but like it doesn't play like a Disney movie.
No,
it's there's no princess. There's no.
I would have thought that this was an exceptionally good DreamWorks movie. Like El Dorado.
Yeah, like I could have accepted that. Yeah,
because it's got a lot of similar humor.
Yeah,
and like the two fast talking guys that know what each other are gonna say. They can finish each other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
You and that song.
It's stuck in my head.
Tom Jones will do that to you.
I know, man.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
By anyone. Ba-na-na-na-na. Not unusual to have fun with anyone. I don't know the rest of it.
I was listening to a bunch of Tom Jones recently. I can't remember why.
Somebody near you mentioned John Mulaney. That was the end.
What?
He's got that joke about Tom Jones.
I don't know that I know that one.
Oh, it's the what's that pussycat joke?
Oh, is that Mulaney?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, then I do know that one.
Yeah.
I'm personally ready for John Mulaney to go away for a little bit.
Just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit, so I can go back to like finding him funny and not being beat over the head with John Mulaney.
You know, on the topic of comedians who have gotten a little too big for their britches, why does everybody hate Dane Cook?
I have no idea. I love Dane Cook.
If he did something, I'm fine.
I don't think so. He's just got nickelbacked.
Yeah, he got nickelbacked hard, man. I know we've talked about Vicious Circle on this podcast before. It's all coming back to me. But that is a great comedy album, probably. I haven't listened to it since I was young.
I listened to it pretty recently, actually. It is still hilarious. And he was in good movies.
Good Luck Chuck is not a bad film.
Waiting is not a bad film. Dan in Real Life, not a bad film. Employee of the Month, not a bad film.
Those are all good movies.
He was the second comedian to sell out Madison Square Garden.
Behind
Andrew Dice Clay.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a comedian.
Oh, wow. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate you telling me that. I feel like I'm pretty in the know when it comes to comedians.
He was before your time.
Before my time.
Yeah.
I've listened to Carlin, Cosby.
Yeah, but that wasn't your time. Like,
no, yeah, you're right. Those are all pretty big names.
There's understandable misses there.
Yeah. Comedy's not like
Dude, speaking of which, I remember being so upset, man. I was a little kid, right? And George Carlin came to play the Roanoke Civic Center, and he was all over the front page of the paper, right?
Yeah.
And my parents wouldn't let me go with them. And I was understandably, that was an understandable thing because I was like 5, and I didn't really know who George Carlin was. He was just Mr. Conductor from Thomas the Tank Engine.
No, he was Mr. Apex Legends.
What?
7 words you can't say on the radio.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't know that.
Right. And so you were like, I want to
And I was like,
see
yeah,
Carlin.
mom wouldn't let me go see Mr. Conductor. I didn't understand he was a comedian. I didn't know what comedian was.
Right.
I was 5. I watched Thomas the Tank Engine.
Right. And she went without you.
Yeah, she went without me. I was like, what the hell? Huh?
You know, I bet he didn't even mention that night.
Yeah, probably not.
I remember growing up, this is just a little tidbit, I just want to, if you'll allow, Sesame Street used to come to the Roanoke Civic Center.
Yeah.
Before it was the Berlin Center. And I would go. But I remember when I went, and I would get you could get a little, it was like a flashlight, only instead of having a useful glass pane on the end, it just had Big Bird on the end.
Yeah.
Right? And you could like click it on and then Big
Bird would light up. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. This was like my favorite piece of carnival toy. Or whatever you want to call it. My favorite piece of memorabilia of anything ever. Like, I didn't care about anything as long as I got my light up Big Bird.
Interesting.
But that's not even where I'm going with this. Just if you're a listener and you're like, man, I wonder if Tyler would like a light up Big Bird toy. I would. That would be like such a nice nostalgic gift. You can send it to P.O. Box 3025, Roanoke, Virginia 24015. There's if you forgot what I just said, it's in the description of this episode.
Except anyway. Tyler's allergic to nostalgia, so don't send that.
I'm not allergic to nostalgia. I love The Emperor's New Groove almost entirely because of nostalgia. Like, there were jokes when I watched it yesterday where I was like, that's not really actually that funny. But I've laughed at this joke every time since I was like, how old was I? 8. So, I'm going to laugh now. But I remember the Roanoke Civic Center going to this show, the Sesame Street Live, and I remember the Roanoke Civic Center being like the size of Madison Square Garden in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It was humongous.
The biggest place ever.
Right. Like, but I also went to like Monster Jam, but because at Monster Jam, there's monster trucks, the room feels much smaller.
I disagree with that. I still think it's wild that they're able to have Monster Jam in a room the size of the Civic Center.
Oh, I know. It's tiny.
It's so small. How do they get monster trucks? Like, there's not enough room for them to drive around. I mean, it is, but like...
There's not enough room for them to drive in.
Yeah, I don't know how they get...
I mean, obviously...
Yeah, there is. I don't really know how they get them in there, but they gotta do it somehow.
Jam's awesome.
I'm sure that Gravedigger comes apart in several pieces.
Gravedigger. That's really loud. When you dig my grave, but you make it shallow.
Oh, yeah. The Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam would come around like 18 times a year.
Well, because Advance was the only like Fortune 10 company based in Roanoke.
Yeah, and so it was just like all the time. It's just like the Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam. Sunday. We'll sell
Kids get in free.
Kids get it free. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Featuring Gravedigger.
I never saw Gravedigger when I was a kid.
I didn't either.
I saw Gravedigger when I was older. Gravedigger, they could never book Gravedigger for Roanoke.
Yeah,
when
it was a big name monster truck.
Big name monster truck. Well, we could see like Bigfoot and those. Gravedigger's still out there, North Carolina.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's a person. It's a truck.
No, I know.
Like.
Right, but the brand is still
Yeah.
out there.
You don't have to, like, Gravedigger can't die.
Well, I mean, it could. They could just be like, all right, we're not doing this anymore.
I mean, they could, yeah, but it's not like, oh my god, Gravedigger had a heart attack. Cars isn't real.
Right. Yeah, there was a person inside those vehicles. They would do some wild stuff at Monster Jam.
Oh, yeah.
They would, like, get out of the truck
Yeah.
while they were driving it.
Monster Jam's wild, and it's so loud.
It is so loud. Oh, totally unnecessary.
Yeah. Bunch of big block V8s roaring up inside a small room.
Oh, man.
It really makes you think about cars, and like any car would be loud if you were like in your living room.
Right.
And you were just revving it up without a muffler.
Right. That's what it sounds like. Back to the Bacon and Eggs and Movie Lovers podcast, where Tyler and Ethan make engine noises.
We're discussing Foley sound design with Tyler and Ethan, where we do all of the sound design with our mouths.
This is a garden hose rattling.
Hey Tyler, you got a money zone for me this week, or you got a potato
Money zone. No.
a potato zone?
Potatoes. Actually, it's not the potato zone this week, but it's where the potato zone came from. So Bacon and Eggs, while supported by Be Positive, our new clothing line on Teespring, is also supported primarily by Patreon. So Patreon is this amazing service where you can go in and you can support your favorite creators with a monthly donation for no reward, or if you'd like to support us for a variety of different options. Starting at the $3 level, you get access to our private Discord server. Now, Discord, just going to explain lots of things to you. So Patreon, voluntary subscription service. Discord is a chat room that Ethan and I hang out in every single day, where you get to hang out with the amazing Bacon and Eggs community, moderated by the three most amazing moderators in the world currently, Rachel and Ness and Pixels. They are so wonderful at what they do, and they almost never have any reason to moderate anything. We do a lot of cool things in the Discord server. We'll occasionally watch movies on Rabbit, which is like a watch party service. This week, we did like a 3-hour open voice chat where Ethan and I were playing Super Smash Brothers with some members of the Discord. There's just a lot of really cool stuff. Ethan, do you want to add to this at all?
I mean, I think you about nailed it. Discord is awesome, and we would love to see you there. It's only $3 a month. For one Lego coffee a year, you can get access to the Discord.
Yeah, actually for less than the price of a Lego coffee.
Yeah, for $1 less than one Lego coffee a year. A Lego coffee being $37, if you guys don't remember that.
Awesome! But like, and the truth of the matter is that $3 a month hopefully doesn't seem like that much to you, but it makes a huge difference for us. With that kind of money, we are able to organize live events where we can meet people. We can send mail out to our listeners. We can get bigger, newer, better merch. We can... there's so many things that we're able to do with that. We're able to promote our show in new ways, which is really exciting. We're able to upgrade our equipment as necessary. It really genuinely makes a huge difference in the lives of the podcast and in the lives of Ethan and I.
Are we organizing live shows where they can meet us at live events?
Not at the moment, but it makes things like that easier.
Yeah, we'll do live shows if you guys donate a bunch of stuff on Patreon. We will do that. We love to do that. We just need a little bit more certification that you guys would actually want that.
Anyway, the big thing is right now, here's the thing, listener. We are currently at 75 patrons on our Patreon account, which is an achievement like I would have never imagined to come in the year and a half or so that we've been doing this. I honestly never would have imagined that many, but our goal is to get 100 patrons. So we just need 25 more. We're not that far away from our goal, and we would love it if you were part of us achieving that.
Help
goal.
us get there by the end of March.
Yes, help get us there by the end of March. Head over to patreon.com/bacon
and eggs.
And you can check out the other reward tiers, but I definitely, you do not want to miss being a member of our Discord server. Hit that $3 pledge. It's a totally safe and secure server. If you have any questions about how Discord works or Patreon works, you can email Ethan and I, or you can ask in our Facebook group, and us or the moderators will answer, and we'd be more than happy to help in any way possible.
Faux show. Do you have any potatoes for me this week?
I'm sick. No, that's the opposite.
This is the opposite of potato.
Positive things about today or this week, for that matter.
See, the thing is, you've got this built in, though, because you can just go positive things about Tyler.
Oh, I can. But then it's potato.
No, it's not. The O is parenthetical. The O is... It's just because it was originally three patat, and potatoes is a way better word for that.
Way better.
Way better than three patat, which is a much inferior. That's like C-3PO's awkward cousin.
Right. So 3PO
for you, Casey Winters. It's for you.
That's for you. That's for all of you who, after I did that, were like, yes, I was living for that. That hurt a lot, just so you guys know. Positive things. I'm staying at my parents' house right now. My parents are on safari in Africa, which is a cool thing. Positive thing about that, their house is big, which is cool.
There's 5 dogs there right now.
There's 5 dogs there right now, and I actually love spending time with my parents' dogs. They're so chill, and they're so
That
cute.
is a small number of dogs compared to the dogs that were most recently there.
Yeah, we had 12 dogs there, or 13 dogs there not too long ago. 5 dogs there right now. My 2 dogs, their 3 dogs. That's been really good. That's been really enjoyable. Today was my first day back at work after I work every other week. I have Thursday through Monday off, but I work on every Saturday. So I just finished my Thursday through Monday. It was my first day back, but it went well. You know, it was a chill day at work. So that was good. I always like a good day at work. And my third potato is Benny Romance got engaged to his now fiance Alice Haynes, whom I love, and I cannot wait for her to be a part of my family. So there's lots of good things happening in my life right now.
That's so awesome, Tyler.
Thank you. Ethan, what are your potatoes?
My potatoes, going to visit my girlfriend's family this week. I'm taking the train up on Thursday, and we're going to DC. So that's always fun. It's always a good time. I'm going to go visit the district, and Captain Marvel comes out on Thursday. That should be everybody's potato. Let's be honest here. And
yes, oh my God.
We're just getting to talk about one of my favorite movies, which is so rad. I was so happy when this won. Oh, this is a listener's choice episode, by the way. I don't know that we ever said that.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's why we're covering this week. We ran into sort of just a little logistical snare where we can't review Captain Marvel before it comes out. So,
right.
Listener's choice.
So, listener's choice, yeah. Actually, it was not a logistical snare. It was an idea because we said we were going to do a straight month of animation.
Yes.
And we had 2 Lego movies, a How to Train Your Dragon movie, and then we were like, let's leave it up to the Yokes. And the Yokes picked Emperor's New Groove. It came down to...
here's the thing. Can I peel the curtain back?
Sure.
Pierce the veil, if you will.
Sure.
I was pushing the narrative of Pokemon the first
and
movie.
You lost.
You want to know? No, I didn't. I actually secretly won. Do you want to know?
No, that's not how that works.
Oh, yeah. The whole idea was that I would push Pokemon the first movie so that people would suggest more than just Pixar films. And it would get them thinking outside the box of animation. And we had suggestions for all sorts of cool animation movies. We had Pokemon the first movie, Pokemon the third movie, Spirited Away, Inside Out, which actually falls under the category of what I didn't want to review. My goal was no Pixar, was my goal. And then the Inside Out did make it into the voting round. What else made it?
It came down to Pokemon the first movie, Emperor's New Groove, Big Hero 6, and Inside Out.
But we didn't get, Frozen didn't make it, Moana didn't make it, Big Hero 6 did make it, but I would say that's not in the same category of, super animation.
Yeah, none of the Disney Renaissance made it.
Yeah, no Lion King, none of that. So
they thought outside the box, and you can take credit for that all you want, but, that was not your plan. Your plan was you wanted to review Pokemon, so you pushed that. I don't even want to hear it.
I know. We may have found a way to work it into the schedule anyway. So...
yeah, that may be a thing. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
We are definitely reviewing Detective Pikachu.
No question. That'll be the best Pokemon movie. I have no doubts.
I have some doubts that'll come back at a 0% Rotten Tomatoes score.
There's no way. 0? You think 0? You think it's gonna be awful?
I don't think it'd be worse than Venom, but I think it's...
Oh, man.
I think there's a real chance it's like Fantastic Four.
That doesn't seem possible.
Genuinely, I think the trailers look pretty good, so I'm not too super worried about it, but...
Why did we go see Fantastic Four in theaters? I cannot remember, but we did.
We were in college, and I think that was at a point... We were friends with Hunter, whom I love. Love you, Hunter. Thank you for listening.
We didn't go with Hunter.
No, we didn't. But Hunter always liked to go to the new Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And we sort of just blindly liked them. I remember seeing The Dark World with Hunter and thinking, man, this movie was sweet because there's some cool action sequences in it. And there are.
That movie
And there's a part
sucks.
of Dark World. There's a part of Dark World where you kind of fall asleep and you forget that there's this cool thing happening with Thor and Loki fakes his death and blah blah blah. Whatever. There's some valuable scenes and there's an Infinity Stone in it. Whatever. It's not the best Marvel movie, but anyway. So I think we saw Fantastic because we were like, this is something we used to do with Hunter, and we enjoyed those times. So
I did not enjoy Fantastic.
No, I hated that. That was awful.
That was one of the few movies I've ever considered leaving.
Yeah.
I think if I was at that one by myself, I would not have stayed.
I know there was rewrites, because I remember in early trailers it even looked different. So
it looked bad in those too. It was a bad movie.
It was bad. Yeah, it was not good.
It's wild because it's Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan, right? I love both of those guys.
Yeah, they're both super. And Kate Mara.
Oh yeah, wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Why did it have to suck?
Because it did. Because it's bad writing.
I think studio exec got their hands on it and was like, we're gonna change it all up.
Anyway, The Emperor's New Groove.
I love this movie.
I also love this movie.
But the thing is, I don't think you have to say that much about it. It is like unapologetically hilarious and fun and good. And is it extremely bright?
Yeah, it's very bright and colorful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. This was pre Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
So, like, movies could still be bright.
It was well, I mean, that didn't start with The Dark Knight. The blue and teal thing didn't start with The Dark Knight.
No, it did. But that's when we decided everything had to be gritty.
Yeah. This was not gritty at all.
No, it's not.
This was
just fun.
Yeah, it's just a romp. It's a good old fashioned romp. There's like, because there's no stakes in this movie. You never for once think that like Kuzco's gonna die
or remain a llama.
Yeah,
actually, there's like a small part of me that's like, oh, Kuzco's just a llama emperor now.
Right? Because you think about Shrek, you think about Fiona. True Love's first kiss turns her into an ogre.
Right. Like there was a chance the story could have gone
that like Kuzco's a better person and now he's just a llama emperor.
Right. And like, yeah, that's how Kuzco just ends the story is like, oh, I am a better person because I'm a llama.
Yeah. But that's not the case.
And it's actually, no, it's not the case.
Not the case at all. He turns back into a person and he becomes a better ruler. And he builds Kuzcotopia on top of a hill that doesn't sing at all.
Yep.
Because it's not Pacha's hill.
So those are sort of honestly, Ethan, I'm going to tell you, those are my final thoughts.
I mean, that's fair. We've been talking about this movie for longer than this movie.
Yeah. And listen, there's a lot of meandering in this episode, but that's kind of how the movie is. That's just what
this movie barely has a plot that holds together. It's just like vignettes that happen to be about the same people, sort of in an order.
Which is good. I'm a fan. We need more of that and less of that.
I still just want a 30-minute short film of Luis from Ant-Man telling me everything that's happened prior to Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I'd be about
starting
that.
with, like, so my boy Tony.
Well, it'd start with Captain America, I would think.
I guess, yeah, sure.
He can also recap every episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, Jessica Jones, The Punisher, Luke Cage.
I would listen to just, like, an entire podcast of Michael Pena recaps things.
Which reminds me, Michael Pena, come join us on Bacon and Eggs.
The weekly news with Michael Pena, where Michael Pena talks about everything that's happened every week.
Yes.
I think Seamus Gorman did a Twitter poll for who was the greatest character of all time.
No, I did.
That was you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Oh, Seamus was the one that was backing me. Yeah, okay. So he was also backing Luis. That was it. Yeah, that was hysterical. Yeah. That was a good tweet. Good tweet.
You know what's crazy about that one is I was genuinely trying to like gauge who the greatest character of all time was, and then I was like, there's no way people are going to agree with me on these first three deserving to be like the greatest characters. So I'm just going to throw in a joke on the fourth one so that nobody can get mad at me.
And people voted for it.
And people voted for it.
For Luis from Ant-Man, because he just is. He just is the greatest character. But yeah, so those are final thoughts.
Harry Potter did win.
Those are final thoughts. Let's do some wrapping up.
This is
this is my sick voice, Morty.
Listen, Morty.
Listen, Morty.
I've turned myself into a pickle, Morty. I'm Pickle Rick.
Oh, listen, Morty. I'm sick this week, so we can't have an episode, Morty. That hurt. Immediately, that hurt.
Oh, jeez, Rick. I don't know. I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty after this. You've convinced me. That's a TV show that I'll watch. I don't watch a lot of TV, folk. In fact, I almost watch no TV. Anyway, do you want to do the wrap up? Because I'm sick.
We have stuff to do.
Oh, right. There's like pieces.
Yeah, there's pieces to the wrap up. I can't just go until next week. So the villain, Yzma. Where does Yzma stand between Tommy Lee Jones and Heath Ledger?
You know, I think she's a pretty good villain. I give her a 4.
Yeah, because she doesn't achieve anything whatsoever. She turns an emperor into a llama for like a little bit. Yeah. For like a couple days. Yeah, I can agree with a 4. A 4 out of Heath Ledger. R.I.P. in peace. AF is Fortnite. If The Emperor's New Groove was a breakfast food, what would it be? And it can't be Pillbug. Nope. It's a spinach omelet.
Spinach omelet?
Because that's what...
My spinach puffs.
No, or what is it? What kind of omelet does he order? That's what Kuzco orders for breakfast.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up.
My spinach puffs. Kronk, I never liked your spinach puffs.
So, Kuzco orders an omelet first, and then he makes the omelet a meat pie, and then he comes out and gets a side of potatoes with no cheese, and then he gets...
Make my potatoes a salad.
So
it's that.
So it is a meat pie with a side of salad. What is Pillbug? Is that real?
No. There's roly-poly bugs.
Giant
roly-poly bugs that Pacha sucks up with a straw.
Looks delicious.
It does not look delicious. I gagged.
It is the most appetizing moment in cinema
I
history.
absolutely gagged.
Oh my god, I was ready.
I can't tell if you're joking, but I can only hope so.
No,
I
I'm
literally
dead
gagged.
serious.
As soon as he starts sucking, he pops it open, starts sucking the goop up. It's like irradiated yellow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just gravy, man. You're just drinking gravy.
Ugh.
Young gravy.
Splash. Gravy all over my cash. Young Steve Nash. I might pull up in some Skechers.
All right.
Did you ever look up what Young Gravy looks like?
No, I'll do it.
Oh my god. Gravy Train.
I still can't believe.
He's every white dude that we went to college with. Like some variation upon.
This is, you know who he looks like?
Who?
Julian?
The beatboxer?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's Young Gravy.
That's wild. He's got a nice, clean beard. I'm a fan.
I bet that if he'd like just sang, he'd probably be pretty good at it.
Yeah,
he's got like a
probably.
nice voice.
Yeah.
Like I would listen to like Young Gravy ASMR.
I don't know that I've ever listened to ASMR from a man.
If he just came in and was just like, "Yo, I'm Young Gravy." What it do? Yeah, he's literally the whitest dude ever. Like he beats Post Malone.
He doesn't even have tattoos.
No, I mean he might. He doesn't have face tattoos.
Or neck tattoos.
Yeah, you can't be a white rapper without like neck tattoos.
He doesn't have neck tattoos.
That's why he's not as successful. It's like Post Malone and Mac Miller.
Eminem doesn't have neck tattoos.
Eminem's a rap god.
Let me tell you right now, no one has ever gone as hard as Eminem.
on anything.
Like, this dude is the best.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
There is no, I don't want to hear about any rapper other than Eminem for King of Rap.
Yeah, it's god tier.
I mean, it is unbelievable. I accidentally put on an Eminem album the other day. I was blown freaking away.
Yeah, you pick any random album, it'll just like knock your socks off.
Yeah. And then if you listen to all of them in a row, the narrative of like, I'm clean, now I'm on drugs again, now I'm clean again, and my daughters.
Yeah, I love my daughter. I hate my mom.
I love my mom.
I hate my mom
like, the
again.
whole thing.
I'm sorry for cleaning out my
Yeah.
closet, but like I'm not.
Yeah, the whole thing, man. It is. And then you listen to Rap God, and you're like, that's the thing about Rap God is it was like, oh, this is a mainstream. Oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's an incredible song. That whole album is just like next level. At the point when like Jay-Z for the most part stopped putting out good music and like Kanye for the most part stopped putting out good music, Eminem was like, no, we're going old school. Like it's the 90s again. What's up? Let's go.
Right. We are going to make the best.
We're going to make Marshall Mathers LP2. We're going to get like Kendrick Lamar and the guy from Fun and like everybody else in the world on it.
But the truth is, I'll say it. Eminem is better than Tupac, better than Biggie, better than all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, there would
live on the
even
same
Eminem will tell you
planet.
there would have been no Eminem without Tupac and Biggie. Like,
No, I'm not saying there would have been, but we live on the same planet as the world's greatest rapper ever.
yeah. He also hasn't
And I'm not
gotten
even, like,
himself
a rap
killed.
guy. I know,
Like,
which is crazy.
yeah, which is awesome.
I'll talk. 8 miles coming to Bacon.
Next week's bonus content is Ethan and Tyler talking about Eminem for 30 minutes.
Anyway, is there anything else we do to wrap up the show?
Yeah, we need to put it on the big board.
The big board. Zach no longer updating the big board, so I'll do it myself right now. These are wedding invitations from my personal email address.
You can get a Young Gravy baseball jersey that just says Gravy.
That's pretty sweet. For what team?
No, it just on the front it just says Gravy.
That
like with the
that's
swoosh.
team. That's less interesting. Starting from the bottom. Is this better than Venom? Yes. Is it better than Transformers?
Yes.
Is it better than Crimes of Grindelwald?
Yes.
Is it better than Lego Movie 2, the second part?
Yep.
Is it better than National Treasure?
Probably, yeah.
Is it better than Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Yep.
Is it better than Lego Batman?
Yeah.
Is it better than Bumblebee? I say no.
Yeah, probably not.
I think we have our answer.
What's above Bumblebee? It's not better. It's
Miracle.
not better than the Lego Movie. It's not better than Miracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better than Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee was rad.
Bumblebee was rad. Although if they reboot the Transformers universe, I'm gonna like Bumblebee less. But I'm also less interested in what Hasbro has to say about it and more what the movie studio has to say about it. Because like Hasbro doesn't make the movies.
They fund the movies.
To some extent.
19. We now have 20 movies this year.
That's wild. We're like this is the
we
last
just
week
started.
of daylight savings time, so like I get to go back to 8 o'clock server reset next week, and this is the fastest non-daylight savings time period ever.
What is the name of this movie?
The Emperor's New Groove.
I'm curious if anything. I'm curious if there are zeros in our binary scale that are above ones.
Yeah, you have to see National Treasure. You don't have to see Lego Batman.
Lego Batman is above. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, our lowest one.
No, you do have to see Lego Batman. You don't have to see Lego Movie 2.
You're right. Our lowest one is National Treasure.
Is there anything above that?
No.
Then not currently. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap this piece up so Tyler can go die.
I know, I'm dying. I'm going to take NyQuil tonight.
NyQuil.
Which, by the way, so stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Because it's going to put me to sleep, and then I want to go to the gym tomorrow.
Yeah, there's no chance you're waking up for the gym at 6:15.
Well, 5:15.
No, but that's what I mean. There's no way you're going to make it to a 6:15 gym appointment if you take NyQuil. Ain't going to happen.
I know. I'm going to try anyway. But, like, because when you go to the gym, you get all that new oxygen in your body, you clean out your lungs. It's good for you. Find me a doctor who says it isn't. Probably the only bad thing is that I'm at a gym where there are other people.
Yeah. You're getting people sick.
Like,
also, you're going to feel terrible.
Right. But working out is good. Here's a little potato. I don't know if this is a lot of pounds, but I deadlifted 235, which is more than my weight.
That's a lot.
So that's, I did one of those. I probably could have done more. I could probably, I don't want to like just throw a number in there and be like, yeah, I could totally deadlift 260, but I think I could.
Yeah.
I think I did 265.
That's more than I'm currently deadlifting, but I'm also doing 5x10s.
Those are bad knees.
Yeah, I'm also doing 5x10s.
Oh yeah, we did 5x10s after that, and I did that on 155. This was one rep max. I squatted 165 also, so not as much.
I currently haven't done like a max yet.
I honestly did it on accident. I was with a partner who was like, yeah, man, I'm not that strong, after he just squatted 335 or whatever 3 plates is.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, man, I think you're a lot stronger than I am. And he was like, no, man, try this out. It was 235 on the deadlift. And I did it, and I was like, I can do this, but I cannot do this 50 times.
Right.
So
there was one point when I was going to the gym regularly. I think it was back in high school or like early college, where I could do like an incline leg press of like 1,000 pounds.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get back to that sort of territory.
Well, you don't do incline leg press at your
No,
gym, do you?
but I mean, I'm excited to get back to any like big number territory.
Yeah. Well, Ben said the other day that he could he could deadlift 3 something.
Yeah, I watched Ben do 350.
It was more than twice his body weight.
It was wild too. I thought his body was gonna snap. He picked that thing up and was just like, he was the color of a tomato.
And I was very jealous. I don't think I could do 350, but I could do more than I weigh. So that's exciting
rad
for me. Yes.
Well, cool. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap up.
All right. How do people find us?
People find us at Bacon and Eggs Pod on Twitter and Instagram. They can also go join the super secret, super not secret Facebook group. There's a link below for that because it's something awful. You can go to patreon.com/baconandeggs if you want to join the Discord. That is super secret, but we're telling you about it right now. You're getting a special sneak preview of the Discord by us telling you this. Nobody else knows about it yet, except they do, because there's like 75 people in it. But you should become one of those people. It's patreon.com/baconandeggs. If you want to get Be Positive merch, you can go to teespring.com/store/bacon-and-eggs right now, and you can get that stuff. It is still available for the people that message me every single week asking if it's still available. It is still available.
It is indeed
available.
We have a new phone case, too. We've redesigned the phone case. It looks a little bit better now.
Sweet. I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought you did it.
I did not do it.
Oh, it looks exactly the same as before then. I just got an email the other day saying that our listing was live on the phone case.
Maybe you changed it then. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't do anything
to
it.
You can do all that stuff. You can find us there. I'm on Twitter at WowNow with the O's or zeros, and I'm on Instagram at Bacon and Ethan, but the O is an O. And Tyler's on Instagram and Twitter at AmeriCarlin. I think that's everything. Our artwork is by Vaishon Brandon. You can find him at graphite.vmb on Instagram, and our music is by Andrew Scott Bell. You can find him at andrewscottbell.com.
Student Oscar winning.
Yeah, and our theme music is so rad. Thank you again, Andy, for doing that. Thank you again, Vaishon, for all of the work you do for us. Vaishon designed the whole Be Positive line. He designed everything we do since day one. I hope that we never have to work with another graphic designer ever.
I will die if we have to find a new graphic designer.
Vaishon is amazing. Always the plug.
If you are looking to start a podcast, let me tell you right now, believe it or not, people will forgive your crappy audio quality. They will not forgive your crappy graphic.
Yeah. So hire Vaishon Brandon.
Email Vaishon.
Yeah. Hire Vaishon Brandon. Get a logo from him because he is the plug. He's going to be more famous than us for this one day. That's an absolute fact.
Yeah. A nice logo from Vaishon costs less than a nice microphone. So invest your money smartly and get a nice logo.
It does cost more than one Lego coffee.
It does cost
But that's okay because Lego coffee is exorbitantly priced and you can just get regular coffee. We'll tell you how soon.
Yeah.
Stay tuned on that front. Anyway, I think that's everything we say. I just listed a random number of social media handles. That's what I do anyway. That's what it says in the script.
Yep.
I've been Ethan Edgehill. He's been Tyler Carlin. And until next week, arrivederci.
Arnie Niekamp.